Different atmosphere in Miami? Well, we're going to talk about that. What is up, Finn fans? Got a few things to talk about today. Not a lot of breaking news or anything, but there's some rumors that we're going to talk about. A player just got re-signed, and there's a tidbit. Again, Emmanuel Ogbah and Xavier Howard met with the media yesterday. You can go on their channel, check it out. I didn't want to really break down everything. I'll give you a gist of kind of what they were talking about, but there's two things that they both kind of reiterated that I want to talk about, and hence the title of the video. But let's jump into real quick two things that before we get into the meat of the matter, title of the video. First, Miami Dolphins signed defensive tackle John Jenkins, which the Dolphins are keeping that defense together. Hopefully they do add some outside pieces, especially at the linebacker position. But I do like this signing. It's probably like a one-year deal, vet minimum type thing. John Jenkins is a very good, versatile, deep depth at defensive tackle. It definitely will help the Dolphins out there. So I'm very happy with the signing. It's not a big signing that needs to get its own video, but I am happy with that. The other thing I want to talk about, and this has been all over Twitter, you guys have been sending me pictures and DMs and all that stuff. Debo Samuel, right? There has been a lot of rumors about Debo Samuel coming to Miami, and I'm going to talk about it. Now, one of you guys on Twitter sent me a picture of Debo's Twitter with him in a Dolphin uniform. That was Photoshopped. I can pop up the actual image. He did not do that. But then a lot of you guys were telling me, especially in the comment section, that he's not following the 49ers anymore and blah, 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 this and that. I will say this, right? Don't look too far into these things just because don't get your hopes up just to, be crushed if it doesn't happen and if he re-signs with the 49ers and all that stuff. Because we saw what happened with Xavier Howard, and I'll talk about that in a second. But we all saw with Xavier Howard, he changed his, or I think he deleted his Instagram and something, and then all of a sudden, boom, he signs a contract extension with the Dolphins. I will say this, and I'm not going to go into details because, again, these are rumors, and this is what I've heard. That doesn't mean that these are true, but this is what I have heard. Now, I'm hearing that Debo Samuel is not happy with the 49ers because of his contract, and he wants to get a contract extension. I'm hearing that he has told somebody, get me out of here. Now, again, take that with whatever. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Again, I want to reiterate this because I normally don't tell you guys these type of rumors, but I just want to clear the air. So that's what I'm hearing. He's not happy with the 49ers, and he's not happy with their contract situation and moving forward with all that stuff. So he has told somebody to get me out of here. Now, obviously, a lot of people are putting two and two together, and they're getting four, which is the Miami Dolphins, because who is our new head coach? Mike McDaniel. Who had lunch with Debo Samuel a month ago? Mike McDaniel. Who is close with Mike McDaniel? Debo Samuel. Who helped Debo Samuel take off and become the type of player he is now? Mike McDaniel. So we'll see. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but again, I'm not saying it is going to happen. I'm not telling you to take what I'm saying and be like, we're getting Debo. Right now we have Tyreek Hill, we have Jalen Waddle, we have Wilson Jr., we have Lynn Bowden, and we have Preston Williams at receiver. We need a linebacker. We need some linebacker help. We need some more offensive line help. Would I be upset if they did that? Hell no. Debo would be ridiculous. But I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just giving you the information, the rumors that I've heard. Not saying there. I got to reiterate these things before people, get all rumors. We'll see how it pans out. Him not following the 49ers anymore on his Instagram, take that with whatever you want. I don't take that seriously. The only time I take anything seriously is when it actually happens. Okay? That's all I got for you. That's all the information I have for you. I'm giving it to you and letting you decide on it how you will. Let's talk about the title of this video and how it seems like the atmosphere and the culture, some people hate that word, of the Miami Dolphins have changed. Now, again, they interviewed Xavier Howard, and they interviewed Emmanuel Agba. Interviewing Xavier Howard, he's just really happy to be a Dolphin. I'm just giving you like a roundabout, because I read it. I'm just giving you a roundabout idea of what he said. Met with Sam Madison, and before the contract extension, he's one of the first players ever to get a contract extension the way he has. So he is very happy. He's happy to still be in Miami. He's happy that they brought back his brother. He said, Emmanuel Agba. They have a lot to get finished. So it seems like the whole defense feels that way, because Emmanuel Agba felt the same way when they asked him about coming back to Miami. He said, I wanted to finish my career in Miami. I love it here. I want to do it for my brothers. We started something we need to finish. Again, there's that camaraderie with the defense. Now, again, there was those rumors that the defenders did not like Josh Boyer, and the defensive players liked Gerald Alexander and Brian Flores. And now that they're gone, no defensive player wants to stay on the team. We brought the entire defense back. So there's that. But it's the camaraderie. They started something, they want to finish it, all that stuff, right? Talking about the contracts and all that stuff. They're just happy to be back in Miami, especially with Emmanuel Agba. He probably, these players that have kids don't want to consistently keep moving, so they're happy. The biggest thing that I picked up, and I'm going to read you, I'll pop it up so you can read it with me, the quote from X and the quote from Emmanuel Agba. We're going to start with the quote from X, right? They asked him, the team traded away Devontae Parker the other day, and that makes you the longest tenured player on the team. You've been at this several years now with the new coach. What is your impression of Mike McDaniel, and why do you think the new coach staff can be different? He says, when I got into the building today, I felt like everything has been different since I got here. The energy, everyone is happy. I feel like things could be special here with Mike McDaniel bringing that energy. Hopefully he'll get the offense up to par and the standards that we expect from both sides of the ball and get the job done. I like that he threw that little part in there, get the offense up to par, because it was the defense that won us games in 2020 and won us games this past year. It was the defense that has always been bringing this team along, and the offense is kind of, every game once in a while they'll get the points, but it's always been the defense. Now he's like, get the offense up to par with defense. This can be a really, really good team. So, but the thing that I thought is the energy. Everybody is happy. It feels like things could be special here with Mike McDaniel bringing that energy, right? Keep that in mind while we read Emmanuel Agba's quote, and I'll pop that up. So they asked, Xavier Howard talked about how the energy in the building feels a little different with everyone being back and a new head coach. How would you describe the vibe and the energy? He says it's just different. You can tell. You guys don't really walk into the locker room, but it's just different. A lot of guys are happy to be back. Everyone is just happy to see each other again. It's only been like 2 months, but it felt like forever. We're just glad to be working again. So again, they keep talking about this environment. They keep talking about how happy they are. They keep talking about all that stuff. Now, we've heard the rumors from Brian Flores that he had favorite players, that he didn't like other players. If he liked you, he would chat with you. He would, make jokes with you. If he didn't like you, he would ignore you. You wouldn't get play time. Like, we've heard these rumors. Again, I'm not saying they're true or not. Again, rumors. And now we're hearing from X, we're hearing from Agba that the energy is different, that they're happy. That hopefully Mike McDaniel can bring that. Now, obviously Mike McDaniel's not going to be the same coach as Brian Flores. Brian Flores was more that stern coach. We remember the TNT wall. We remember, he would joke, and players would say that in Brian Flores' tenure. Oh, he would joke, but he was stern. You get the job done, and he would smile every once in a while, but he was a very stern coach. It was more that strict, just do your job type mentality. Whereas now Mike McDaniel's coming in, and he seems to be more of a player's coach. He seems to be more of the type of coach that I will prove to you, you can trust me. He said that, right? I will show them with their success that I know what I'm doing and they can trust me. So that is what he's bringing. He's also probably bringing a different type of atmosphere-ish, but like, you see it. You see the difference in their press conferences, right? Now, will that change? Will that lead to more success? Will that lead to less success? Will that lead to undiscipline? Will that lead to more discipline? We don't know, right? Because last year the Dolphins and their penalties skyrocketed from 2020. I don't know what the change was. Actually, I can kind of guess that the lack of veteran leadership was the change from 2020 to 2021. But their penalties skyrocketed from 2020 to 2021. So obviously, whatever discipline Brian Flores was doing in 2020, he either was or wasn't doing in 2021, because the penalties and the lack of understanding. And there's times where Tua is yelling at players to get over on the right side. There's times that Tua is getting frustrated with the offensive line for false starts, for holdings. There's times that Mike Gesicki is yelling at players to get over to the right side. Last year was a complete crap show when it came to discipline, when it came to understanding, when it came to the team, right? This year, it's going to be different. Better different, worse different. I don't know yet. Again, I can't sit here and pull out a crystal ball and tell you the future, but it's definitely going to be different because Mike McDaniel's not the same coach. Now, will he allow the vets, because we brought in a lot of vets, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson, Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, and then we have the whole defense are filled with vets. There's no rookies on the defense anymore. Will he let the vets kind of grab a hold of these guys and be like, listen, you need to corral it in. You need to listen, because now that I really think about it, we're only going to add about 4 rookies, depending on how many unrestricted free agents we're going to add into this team. So it's going to be a veteran team that should be more disciplined, that should understand the scheme, especially on defense. It's going to be the same, and should understand what is going on. That's the other thing. This defense should not have a fallback, being that it's going to be the same defense that they've been in for the past 2 years. So there should be no hiccup, 4-week growing pain for the defense. But we'll see, because sometimes having fun, sometimes that different atmosphere, that different energy, that different culture can make people complacent, make people not, or make players not try. Whatever, coach isn't going to yell at me, and whatever, I messed up, but whatever, I'll do it the way I want to do it. And you know what I'm saying? Whereas the other way around, or they could be like, I feel bad, I'm letting my coach down, he's instilled this in me, yada yada. And then the same thing could be said for over discipline, where they're like, screw this guy constantly yelling at me, I'm not going to do it, or the other way around. So there's definitely a culture change, like you heard from Xavier Howard and you heard from Emmanuel Ogbah. We expected that. That's the whole point of bringing in Mike McDaniel. That's the whole point of getting rid of Brian Flores. They needed some type of change, because obviously you had 3 years of how many cap space, how many draft picks, all this stuff. Never made the playoffs. Great, back-to-back winning seasons, all fine and dandy. But that doesn't erase you starting 1-7 and losing in some fashions that you shouldn't have to the Raiders, to the Colts, to the Jaguars, to the Falcons. Those are 4 games the Miami Dolphins should have won last year, and look at what their record would have been if they did. So we'll see how this new culture change affects them. Me personally, I'm hesitant. I don't know. It depends. How far are you going to let these players go? And the aspect of, we'll see. I don't want to assume, but there is going to be a culture change. So comment below. Let me know, first off, what do you think about Debo? Again, I gave you the information. You think what you want. It is rumors, though. But let me know about that. What do you think about bringing back John Jenkins? What do you think of the culture change from going from Brian Flores to Mike McDaniel? What do you feel about what Xavier Howard and Ogbah had to say? Not only about the culture change, but about why they stayed to finish what they started on defense, all that good stuff. Comment below. I think tomorrow I'm going to start my breakdown of draft prospects. Again, we don't have a first or second, so these aren't going to be like top 5 best in the draft, because especially running backs, linebackers, and even centers, I'm not going to talk about Linderbaum at center, and I'm not going to talk about Lloyd and Dean at linebacker, because they're going to be first round, second round picks that the Dolphins aren't going to use on them. So I'm going to be talking about and even running back. I'm not going to talk about Walker, because he's going to be a second, first round pick. I'm going to talk about the later guys, the third rounders that the Dolphins have possibilities in. So that video will be out tomorrow. But like usual, guys, stay classy. Fins up.